Hey, what's going on, you guys? Jordan over here at the Movie Den. So I just got done watching Nosferatu from Robert Eggers. I actually saw that on Christmas. That was something me and my wife did. We went Christmas night, watched Nosferatu, and I wanted to do a quick video. This isn't going to be that long. Just my review, my thoughts on the movie, and do I think you guys should go check it out? And if you guys like these kind of videos where I break down different movies, make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, of course, hit that bell notification. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So before I talk about the movie, I'm sure as you guys can see, things are kind of moving around a little bit, different angles. I'm trying out some new stuff. I got a new desk and everything. And so let me know what you guys think. I'm still trying to figure it out. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about Nosferatu. So Nosferatu is the fourth feature film from Robert Eggers, right? He has got The Witch, then he did The Lighthouse, The Northman, and now Nosferatu. Now, right off the bat, I have to say, I absolutely loved the movie. I know there are some people that I actually heard from that weren't really that big of a fan of it. They were more, I think they hyped themselves up a little bit too much for the movie in their eyes. I mean, trust me, I was really hyped for this movie. And for me personally, it delivered on all ends. So it's essentially the story of Nosferatu, but a little more modern take on it. And what I mean by modern is just kind of more for modern audiences. The movie takes place in about the mid 1800s in Germany. You have Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp. You have got Willem Dafoe, which by the way, his scenes, he pretty much stole the show. I mean, we're not surprised. Ralph Ineson. Those two are really some Robert Eggers staples in a lot of his movies. You have Aaron Taylor Johnson. We'll talk about him here in a bit. And of course, you've got Bill Skarsgård coming in strong as Count Orlok. So essentially what happens in the movie, not to give out spoilers, but just kind of give you guys a baseline. So you follow Lily Rose Depp's character, Ellen, and it starts off where she is praying. And she's doesn't really talk about who she's praying to, but essentially what happens is Count Orlok or Nosferatu answers and not really possesses her, kind of possesses her, but it's more of an oppression that he kind of takes over her. And that's how it starts. And that kind of sets the basis for the whole movie. You do find out later that there's a reason this stuff is happening. And I don't want to tell you guys mainly the reason why Count Orlok kind of returns and tries to come after Ellen. That's something you just have to watch the movie. Some of those are kind of spoilers. I'm trying to keep this very, very spoiler free. Now, this movie has Robert Eggers isms throughout the entire movie. The way it's shot. I was watching an interview with him, and this was actually shot on film, which I, of course, really appreciate. The lighting is very Robert Eggers, utilizes a lot of natural light, which looks awesome. You've got, of course, different scenes with obviously with campfires and stuff, but then a lot of really, really good scenes that are lit just by the moon. It made me think similar to, I know not a lot of people like it, but The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, that one, the way the moon kind of lit up the shots in a lot of the movie is very similar to that. The music, this music is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It was a very orchestral fit for the time, I guess you can say. We'll talk more about the music here in a bit. Even down to the dialogue, the very authenticity of the dialogue, like his other movies. That's what I mean by it has a lot of Robert Eggers isms throughout the movie. You could tell this is a Robert Eggers film. I thought this movie, if you took kind of the how dark, and I mean this movie's a little darker, but I guess you can pull a little bit from, let's say, The Witch with the music, the atmosphere, the tone, mixed with the kind of dream sequences, more into the kind of dips into spiritual stuff a little bit with the Northmen. You put those together in the 1830s in Germany, you've got basically Nosferatu. That kind of gives you an overall idea, the setting and of the movie. Now, as far as the music, is very, very reminiscent to me of The Witch. And what I mean by that, a lot of the movie, like I said, is very orchestral heavy, and it almost, the composer of this really builds upon layers. Starts kind of very soft, one viola, violin, whatever it is, a cello, and will just build layers and layers until it just gets very big, and then it just stops. And it reminds me of like a stinger for like a trailer or something like that. And what I think that it does a really good job for this movie is, think about if you were like out in the woods and it's very quiet, but it's very eerie. You hear someone scream off in the distance, but somehow it seems really close, and it's really, really loud, and it scares the crap out of you. And then all of a sudden it stops and it's dead silent again. That kind of eerie, just tension feeling that you get is a very good way to describe how the music is in this movie. I absolutely thought the music was phenomenal. As far as the acting, of course, Willem Dafoe, he's got his, the way Willem Dafoe is, he is such an incredible actor. And even when he's serious, he's got a little bit of a comedic edge to him. So the way he delivers his lines, basically you could tell he has a lot of fun. And I think he really has a good time acting and working with Robert Eggers. And you could just tell throughout this movie. He basically plays this, this doctor who was kind of cast out away from other doctors of the time, scientists of the time. They thought he was a kook because he dipped his toe still in kind of modern science. At the time was modern science, but also still in the supernatural occult stuff. And he kind of blended those two together. And that was kind of his viewing and the way he handled things and the way he basically helps Ellen, Lily Rose Depp's character, in the movie. So I thought he was phenomenal. Ralph Ineson, he was in The Witch, had a very small role in The Northman. And then, of course, this movie, he plays a doctor who kind of... I think he was a student of Willem Dafoe's character when he was in school. So that's how that connection is in the movie. But Ralph Ineson, amazing actor. He probably one of the most iconic voices in my opinion, especially in this genre. Amazing job. Lily Rose Depp, she surprised me. I was never a massive fan of Lily Rose Depp, but in this movie, she sold me on it. I thought she did phenomenal. I was talking to one of my friends and they were telling me that they think if they were ever to do like a maybe a remake or something of The Exorcist, she would be a great Reagan. And I completely agree. The way she gave her all for this role, and I thought she did an amazing job. So kudos to Lily Rose Depp. You absolutely killed it in this movie. Of course, we'll save, of course, Bill Skarsgård for last. But as far as Aaron Taylor Johnson, personally, his role, I don't know if this is his role or maybe his acting, was just kind of forgettable to me. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing either. It was just kind of there. He did play somewhat of an important role in the movie when Nicholas Holt's character leaves to go search for Count Orlok. He puts Ellen in care of Aaron Taylor Johnson's character and his wife while he's off searching for Count Orlok. So as far as his acting in this movie, it was okay. Nothing crazy memorable for me. Now, Bill Skarsgård. Now, I think this movie might be a little too niche to get like the big Oscar type awards. Now, technical stuff, I think it has a fair chance, but as far as like best actor and stuff like that, I don't think this really has a chance for that. Not saying it doesn't deserve it. I just don't think that it's in the wheelhouse of the people who vote in for these awards. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. All that to say, my personal opinion, Oscar-winning performance from Bill Skarsgård. Even though you don't see a lot of him until probably the last third of the movie, you get a lot of Count Orlok. Even near the beginning where he's very in the shadows, it's so scary, but it's almost like a foreboding just kind of pulls you in. You can't help but want to see more, but it still scares the crap out of you. His dialogue in the movie, the way Bill Skarsgård did that accent. I was watching an interview with Robert Eggers, and he talked about how Bill Skarsgård actually did some coaching with an opera singer to get his voice down an octave lower. And man, it shines in this movie. The way he rolls his tongue on certain phrases that he has is simply amazing. That's really what I could say about that. He did such a good job. Now, Count Orlok, I'm not spoiling anything really with this. I'm not going to go too much in depth with his appearance because that's a big thing I think they tried to hide away. So you had to go to the theaters to see kind of what he looked like. But it's not completely traditional like you saw with Max Schreck. And it threw me off, and it still kind of threw me off. And I think maybe it's because I'm so used to Max Schreck and seeing the way he looked as Count Orlok. Looks a little different, but still amazing. This Count Orlok is very reminiscent of what they would have believed that these vampires would have looked like back in those days. Really kind of the undead, almost close to a zombie-like character. And if that's kind of what they were going for, they hit the nail on the head with that one. Excellent job. Nicholas Hoult, I forgot to talk about him. He did a fantastic job too. I thought he did it was really, the one of the scenes that I really loved was when he goes off to meet Count Orlok to close a deal on Count Orlok buying property in their town. He goes off and there's a good scene where Count Orlok is sitting at this dining room table. The fire's going on behind him. That's what I mean by the lighting in this movie is amazing. That's the only light you're getting, and it's backlit, so you can't see Count Orlok's face, but you can clearly see Nicholas Holt's face. And that interaction right there, amazing. It was a really, really good scene. I really enjoyed it. And to be honest, guys, overall, I really didn't see very many negatives. Maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson's role, I don't know. I thought the pacing was great. It was kind of a longer movie for movies that are coming out right now. But my wife, like she said, she thought the pacing was great. So there is that. So for me, a letterbox type score, 5 out of 5. Excellent movie. Go check it out. And it could be that I'm a Robert Eggers apologist. I am, and I am not afraid to admit that. I absolutely love his movies. Right now, he's probably my favorite modern horror director. It's got to be either him. There's a few out there, but he's like one of the top. So definitely check this movie out. I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. And I'm really hoping that we get like a nice chunky box set from a boutique label for this. I don't know what's going to happen because this seems to be one that I think Universal is going to want to really hold on to and put out on their own and really not let these other boutique labels snag it. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of the feel I got for this. And I think this movie may boost Robert Eggers more in the public eye to get more bigger movies and better stuff that he wants to do. I think he just got, I think he might have got signed on for a Labyrinth or something like that. I saw an article about that. I'll have to read more into that. So don't quote me on that one. But anyways, guys, that is my review for Nosferatu. Please go check it out. You guys are going to love the movie. If you enjoy any kind of the content that I do, I think you guys are really going to like it. So, yeah, guys, that's all I have for you today. Of course, you guys take care.